Every time you check the time, you are using something the Sumerians created, not a copy, not an upgraded version, not something refined over centuries. The actual system itself, when your phone says 4:37 in the afternoon, that 4 is RSI unit defined. By the Sumerians, that 37 is minutes, say subdivision they created, and the second you are living right now, that 2 comes from their system. Number 60, that structures all of this, was chosen before 3500 BCE, a time when much of Europe was still in the Neolithic stage. The modern world still runs on that decision. National Institute of Standards and Technology, the authority behind the official definition of time, the one that calibrates atomic clocks openly, acknowledges this the most precise timekeeping system in human history is built on a number system chosen in ancient Iraq now. That fact is not shocking anymore. It is well documented, widely accepted, but the real question is rarely asked: why 60? The academic answer sounds clean base. 60 has excellent divisibility. It can be divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 0, 1, 2, 15, 20, and 30. That makes calculations easier, fractions, simpler measurements, cleaner. That answer is correct, but it is not an explanation, because divisibility is a result, not a starting point. You do not randomly arrive at base 60. You do not stumble into it by counting. You do not casually discover it. Oh, choose base 60. You need to understand mathematical efficiency. You need to compare number systems. You need to evaluate them. Man, then deliberately pick the best one that is not primitive thinking, that is advanced reasoning, that is a civilization that already knows what it is doing, or one that was taught. And here is where things get uncomfortable, because the Sumerians themselves were very clear about where their knowledge came from. They said it was given to them. They spoke of the Apkalasivan beings sent by Enka from the city of Aruda, beings that came from the sea before the Great Flood. Babylonian priest Berassus describes one of them in an essay. Being with the body of a fish, but beneath it a human form, human voice, human intelligence, he emerged from the Persian Gulf during the day, and he taught everything: writing, mathematics, science, civilization, self, and at night he returned to the sea. He did not did not live like them. He simply taught. The Sumerians did not treat this as myth in a vague sense. They recorded it as structured knowledge transmission. Enki gave knowledge, then Kalu delivered it, including mathematics, including numbers, including measurement, and what they delivered before writing was even fully developed was the most sophisticated number system humanity has ever used. Base 60, think about that. The system did not slowly evolve. It appears fully formed in the earliest proto-cuneiform tablets before writing itself was complete. The math came first. That is backwards. Normally writing and math evolved together, each supporting the other, but here the system already exists before the tool to record it properly. So how was it transmitted? The Sumerians had an answer: was taught directly in person before writing. Before records, teachers were physically present. You may not take that literally, and you do not have to, but structurally it solves the problem, because complex knowledge appearing suddenly without developmental steps needs an explanation, and the academic explanation does not fully explain it. Good divisibility explains why base 60 was kept, not how it was discovered, especially not before the framework existed to evaluate it. Now look at today's EPS. Satellites calculate position using degrees. A circle has 360 degrees. 360 is 6 times 6:0. Direct extension of the Sumerian system. Why 360? Why not 100 or 400? Because the Sumerians chose it, probably linking it to the number of days in a year, and it's clean. Divisibility. Every GPS calculation today depends on that decision. Atomic clocks measure seconds, Sumerian seconds, global communication, internet synchronization. Everything runs on a structure that has not fundamentally changed in over 5,000 years. We did not improve it. We inherited it from Sumer to Babylon, to Greece, to the Islamic Golden Age, to modern science, and now it runs the digital world. That is the real mystery. We understand today why base 60 is powerful, but the Sumerians already knew. Without modern mathematics, without number theory, without the tools we use to justify it, they started where we ended on. They said clearly, we did not invent this. The Enuma, Elishon, other Mesopotamian texts describe knowledge as something stored, something transferable. The Metha laws of civilization, including mathematics, writing, engineering, science, all associated with Ankai, all transmitted. So what does that mean? Not that fish beings literally walked among humans, but that something happened, that the beginning of civilization, a sudden transfer of structured knowledge so advanced that it still defines our world today. Every second, every minute, every hurry is still ticking inside that system. So either it is the greatest coincidence in human history that the most efficient number base was discovered instantly without development before writing, or there is something deeper, something we have not fully understood. The Sumerians gave their answer. They were specific, consistent, clear. We just chose not to take it seriously.